The perceptual battlefield, deconstructing victimhood and warmongering narratives in the Iran-Israel conflict. The conflict between Iran and Israel goes far beyond military engagements. It's a profound battle fought not only with weapons, but in headlines, hashtags, and the minds of millions. Today, we will examine how both nations strategically construct narratives of victimhood and warmongering to shape perceptions, both domestically and internationally. Instead of focusing solely on who fired the first shot, we'll look at the psychological, philosophical, and strategic mechanisms behind these narratives. A deeper understanding of this complex geopolitical rivalry requires us to go beyond simplistic questions and engage with critical, intellectual perspectives on the role of collective trauma, national identity, cognitive biases, propaganda, and dehumanization. Let's explore how deeply ingrained beliefs perpetuate conflict perceptions, fostering a more informed view of the world around us. Historical roots of a bitter rivalry, from alliance to animosity. The relationship between Iran and Israel wasn't always defined by hostility. In fact, they were once allies, cooperating on strategic, military, and economic fronts. Iran was among the first nations to recognize Israel following its establishment in 1948. Israel saw Iran as a crucial partner against Arab states, while Iran, backed by the US, viewed Israel as a counterweight to regional threats. This alliance lasted until the 1979 Iranian Revolution. The revolution brought a significant shift. Under Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, Iran severed ties with Israel, condemning its occupation of Palestinian territories and portraying Israel as an illegitimate state and a tool of Western imperialism. This ideological shift turned Iran from an ally into a staunch adversary, shaping the nature of the ongoing conflict. The psychology of narrative, crafting victimhood and warmongering. For Israel, the trauma of the Holocaust continues to profoundly influence its national identity. The constant anxiety about survival, deeply rooted in this history, fuels a narrative of victimhood. Israel portrays itself as a nation under existential threat, which justifies its military actions even when they are seen as aggressive by others. The October 7, 2023 Hamas attack reinforced this trauma, intensifying fears of annihilation and solidifying the siege mentality in Israel. On the other side, Iran's national identity, shaped by the 1979 Islamic Revolution, centers on anti-imperialism and the defense of oppressed Muslim communities. Iran positions itself as a moral and strategic counterforce to Western influence, framing its actions as resistance against unlawful aggression. This narrative of resistance and dignity is deeply tied to Iran's perception of itself as the defender of Muslim communities, especially Palestinians. Both nations claim victimhood, but when both sides present themselves as the wronged party, it leads to a dangerous cycle of justifying actions through the lens of victimization, propaganda, media framing, and cognitive biases. In today's media-driven world, Israel and Iran both understand that the battle for perception is just as important as the physical conflict. Israel's media strategy, known as Hasbara, portrays its military actions as preemptive precision strikes in response to imminent threats. This narrative is reinforced by emotionally resonant images of Israeli families in bomb shelters, solidifying the victimhood angle. Iran, too, employs strategic media framing, calling Israeli actions unlawful aggression and positioning itself as a defender against these violations. It uses powerful symbolic language, such as missile deterrence and breaking Zionist hegemony, to reinforce its narrative of resistance and dignity. Both sides engage in what can be described as a battle of narratives, actively shaping domestic and international perceptions through media manipulation and cognitive biases. The use of selective reporting, omission of context, and emotional appeal plays a crucial role in influencing public opinion and policymaking. Dehumanization and the enemy construct, justifying violence. One of the most damaging aspects of this conflict is the deliberate use of dehumanization. On both sides, the enemy is depicted as subhuman or monstrous, making it psychologically easier to justify violence. Israel has used language that dehumanizes Palestinians, referring to them as human animals or children of darkness. Similarly, Iranian media has used terms like apes and pigs to describe Israelis. This dehumanization serves a psychological function. It creates a clear divide between us, the good victimized side, and them, the evil warmongering enemy. It's a powerful tool that enables violence and makes it easier to justify actions that would otherwise be seen as morally indefensible. The battle of narratives, media bias, and social media warfare. Both Israel and Iran recognize that in today's interconnected world, no missile flies without a message. The battle for public opinion is fought on social media platforms where narratives are rapidly shaped and spread. Hashtags, rumors, and biased stories can spread quickly, influencing perceptions across the globe. State-sponsored cyber units play a crucial role in shaping these perceptions, amplifying their own narratives while discrediting the enemy. Media bias also plays a critical role. Outlets like Al Jazeera and BBC offer different frames of the conflict, influencing how their respective audiences perceive it. These biases are not just limited to the traditional media, but extend into the social media landscape, where digital propaganda can have an outsized influence on public opinion. Beyond the blame game, the Iran-Israel conflict is more than just a military clash. It's a battle for control over perception. Both sides, drawing on deep historical traumas, strategically craft narratives of victimhood and warmongering that justify their actions in the eyes of the world. These narratives are shaped by collective memory, ideology, and propaganda, and they fuel a cycle of violence and mistrust. The legal and philosophical debates over self-defense versus aggression are contentious, with each side claiming justification for its actions. These competing legal interpretations only serve to reinforce the conflict, as each side continues to frame the other as the aggressor. The psychological use of dehumanization, selective media framing, and the weaponization of social media further entrench these narratives, making objective assessment increasingly difficult. The internal dissent within each nation suggests that the battle for control over these narratives is ongoing and fragile. Ultimately, this conflict isn't just about determining who is the warmonger and who is the victim. It's about understanding the complex mechanisms behind the construction of these narratives and how they perpetuate the conflict. Only by critically engaging with these narratives can we hope to foster a more informed and responsible global discourse. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments below. See you next time.